In 2003, heavyweight champion Mike Tyson filed for bankruptcy. He was $30 million in debt. Over the course of his boxing career, he had accumulated more than $300 million, yet he ended up with less than nothing. This disconnect between high earnings and actual wealth is surprisingly common. Among American workers making $100,000 or more a year, 1 in 10 are living paycheck to paycheck, with $0 left at the end of the month. A high salary provides the potential for wealth, but it cannot fix a flawed management system. Pouring water into a bucket with a missing bottom will always result in a dry bucket, regardless of how fast the faucet runs. We spend the majority of our waking lives working to acquire money, yet our formal education rarely explores what money actually represents, or how to prevent it from slipping away. Reaching a six-figure milestone is an empty achievement if the foundation beneath it is fractured. To build a position of stability, we have to look past the social myths and examine the hidden mechanics of the rat race. Many of us are taught that money carries a moral weight, that it is a root of evil, or that acquiring it requires exploiting others. In reality, money is a neutral expression of perceived value. It is a medium that facilitates the exchange of goods and services between parties. While wealth opens up your options, your own moral disposition determines how you use those options. Online gurus often characterize the rat race as the standard 9-to-5 job, using that comparison to sell books and programs. This perspective ignores that many people find fulfillment in their careers or have aspirations that exist alongside their employment. A more useful framework is the balance between production and consumption. Money enters your life when you produce value, usually through your labor. It leaves your life when you consume, whether it's a car payment, a housing cost, or a streaming subscription. The danger begins when consumption matches or exceeds production. This places you on a financial edge, where your job is no longer a choice, but a strict necessity to fund your existing lifestyle and debt. One unexpected emergency is enough to crush the balance and cause total ruin. The rat race is the state of perpetual vulnerability, the exhausting chase of funding a lifestyle that leaves you one missed paycheck away from disaster. Humans naturally fall into this trap because our brains are wired with cognitive biases that make financial stability difficult to maintain. We are vulnerable to social proof, the tendency to measure our worth by emulating those around us. If our neighbors are buying a luxury car or renovating their homes, we feel a social pressure to do the same, even if we cannot afford it. We also struggle with hyperbolic discounting, where our biology favors immediate short-term rewards over the much greater benefits of long-term stability. It is the urge to spend on a new pair of shoes today, rather than saving for an investment in the future. When the financial situation becomes stressful, the ostrich effect takes over. This is the instinctual urge to avoid negative information, like refusing to look at a bank statement after a night out because you fear what it might show. Breaking this cycle requires actively auditing your consumption. By journaling expenses and establishing a budget, you take conscious control over your behavior as a consumer. Living below your means allows for the creation of an emergency fund. Keeping 3 to 6 months of expenses in reserve provides a buffer, ensuring that an unexpected health bill or the loss of a job does not throw your life into turmoil. Gaining psychological control over spending is a prerequisite for wealth. Without it, even doubling your income will fail to provide security, as a mind wired to overconsume will simply find new ways to spend the surplus. While financial defense is necessary, frugality has a mathematical limit. There is only so much you can cut from a budget before you reach the baseline cost of living. Many personal finance gurus, like Dave Ramsey, reach a mass audience by teaching extreme frugality and debt reduction. These figures reached their multi-million-dollar net worths by expanding their own production to reach millions of people. They moved beyond individual labor to provide value at a scale that the standard job cannot match. True financial offense comes from increasing the production side of the equation. This involves identifying a problem in the market and delivering a solution that functions independently of your own physical time. This chart shows the difference between trading hours for dollars and utilizing a scalable means of production. While an hourly wage climbs linearly, A solution delivered through software, content, or a business can grow exponentially, decoupling your income from the clock. You don't have to quit your job to start this transition. It begins with a shift in identity, moving from a passive consumer of goods to an active producer of value for others. Escaping the rat race requires two concurrent actions: silencing the biological urge to spend everything you earn, and finding ways to expand the reach of the value you provide to the world.